Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
If I take time and I write down all the things that I love on my island, best believe the list gon' be like 5 miles long. Best believe it's love that makes me sing this song. The cleanest breeze on the waters, friendly people meet in every corner. Togetherness and love is what we stand for. We stand for. We stand for. Oh, I am in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. I'm going higher. 50 years we're blessed with fortune fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 and more. Going up, going up, going up, 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 ever higher. Going higher. As we aspire, build up successful people together.
Welcome to Edification, made possible by the efforts of the Center for Democracy and Good Governance, CDGG. The Center for Democracy and Good Governance is a sound organization established to promote and strengthen democracy. For too long now, a generally perceived poorly educated electorate have fallen victim to the cheap and inferior propaganda of those seeking to hold others captive under the guise of democracy. Gladly, the CDGG uses edification to help to actively pursue a sustainable approach to reorient our people towards the importance of electing and selecting people of good character to public life. Through edification, we will highlight the importance of education appropriate to our development, proper health care and facilities as our right, respect for law and order, not to mention upgrading our people's thinking so they could become qualified participants in the democratic process to their advantage. After all, Grenada's national constitution makes allowances for the ideal of free men to enjoy freedom from fear and want, which can be best achieved if conditions are created whereby everyone may enjoy his economic, social and political, civil and cultural rights.
I want the best for my family, so every meal has to be perfect. Every bite has to say, There's no doubt in my mind that the best in frozen meat and vegetables has to come from the Country Cold Store. Hams, turkeys, sausages, beef, pork, chicken. I just don't know my family is in safe hands. Thank you, Country Cold Store, for being there for us for the past 40 years.
There are some interesting specials available at Country Cold Store's Mini Mart while stocks last. Take advantage of these specials as they assist you to stretch your limited funds.
The Country Cold Store, providing the best in frozen meats and vegetables since 1969.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftop and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Attention all forward-thinking companies. Sure, you can do with a continuous positive boost to your image and impact your bottom line. Hiring the right people with the right attitude and mindset is where to start. Even if you did not get it right through your current hiring methods, we can help develop the right mindset for your current employees. If you think training is expensive, try not training and you will experience a perpetual downward spiral in patronage on account of increased dissatisfied customers. Take things into your hands and engage the best at motivation and customer care training with a tried and tested track record. Visit www.efrederick.com now and learn how you can change the atmosphere in your business and improve the customer experience for everyone who does business with you. Spice Island Beach Resort and Belmont Estate are two such local entities of world renown that have benefited tremendously from ongoing customer care, social skills, and motivation training. Training changes everything for the better for any business and every team member. Enhance employee performance through increased awareness and passion for the job at hand. Greater potential in your workforce awaits you through engaged, high-energy training that works. Log on now, www.efrederick.com.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
Wonderful, folks. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, well, well. You know, it's amazing. They say, you know, Shakespeare in one of his renditions, he said, so may outward shows be least themselves. Folks, I never really thought I would be available to do this program today. I was feeling so much under the weather since Friday. Got a lot worse yesterday, but I made up my mind because of discipline that I've got to be with you today. And here am I by the grace of God. Welcome to Edification 227 as Grenada hosts the 47th regular meeting of the heads of government. Now, thank God we have a prime minister of the decent caliber to welcome regional colleagues in a way that helps to tap into his goodwill to be able to use SGU as the venue. Wow. You know, this gives our regional heads the opportunity to see the magnitude of SGU and its investment in Grenada, to be the #1 medical university that provides the greatest number of doctors per year to the mighty United States. Thank God the frowsiness of the immediate past is gone and gone forever. Number 227 is a reminder to trust yourself and your abilities. It also asks you to listen to your intuition, especially when it comes to decisions about your life purpose. Number 227 advises you to have confidence in yourself. And it is also a reminder that you are on the right track. Everything is working out the way it should be, believe it or not. Now, as soon as you come to the room today, remember to hit the share button, like, love, and comment as usual to make this program as interactive as possible. Our topic today, stop living out of your lane. That topic has been chosen to offer some serious instructions and, of course, friendly advice to each and every one regarding the benefits to be derived in both your personal and professional lives when you stay in your lane. In this way, you can control the traffic. You see, as a key strategy to personal and professional success, the command through a strong and irrevocable focus on staying in your lane can have the desired impact on individuals' success. Now, societies that have a surfeit of people who are results-driven are always populated with people who stay in their lane. Two Grenadian men of note who stayed in their lane and did very well in their stations in life were Sir Royston Oliver Hopkins and Mr. Chester John. You see, Sir Royston in the hotel and hospitality industry, Mr. John in insurance. Could you imagine Mr. John worked with Clico Grenada for years, and while at Clico, started his own insurance company, Newwim, which was subsequently renamed Antillian Group, serving the entire OECS today. You see, folks, focus causes one to remain in his lane and not be swayed by distractions. These two stalwart Grenadians are now deceased, and their rich legacies live on. Folks, when you stay in your lane, you can't go wrong. In today's fast-paced and interconnected world, it is easy to get caught up in the comparison game and lose sight of your own path. However, the concept of staying in your lane reminds us of the importance of focusing on our own responsibilities, our own strengths and goals. We cannot be of the gutter with absolutely no intention of getting out and be the one to advise others of what they should be doing with their lives. Fix your gutter self first. You're living in a house, all the yard dey cray. Dog refuse here, there, and everywhere. Foul dung everywhere. Old piece of barrel all over the place. But you're coming to give people advice. Hello, go and clean your gutter self first. So you see, whether in personal or professional settings, staying in your lane is crucial. It's a crucial mindset that leads to personal growth, productivity, and success. You see, staying in your lane is a metaphorical expression that advises each of us to focus on our own area of expertise, responsibilities, and goals. It encourages us to avoid unnecessary distractions, comparisons, and interference in others' affairs. By staying in our lane, we acknowledge and respect the boundaries of our own capabilities, enabling us to excel in our chosen endeavors. Let's take a brief look at some benefits, of course, that we can get if we stay in our lane. First and foremost, increased productivity. When we concentrate on our own tasks, goals, while minding our own business, we eliminate the time and energy wasted on unnecessary distractions. This heightened focus allows us to accomplish more efficiently, contributing to our overall productivity. 2, respect for others. You see, staying in our lane almost means recognizing and respecting the expertise and boundaries of others. By refraining from interfering in their affairs, we foster healthier relationships, we build trust, and create a collaborative environment. And thirdly, reduces stress. Constantly comparing ourselves to and with others, or trying to exceed our limitations, can lead to stress and burnout. Embracing our own lane helps us to accept our strengths and limitations, reducing unnecessary pressure and promoting a calmer mindset. Folks, staying in our lane, we have to understand that the two components to our lives, the professional and the personal, will be impacted immeasurably. You see, in the workplace, staying in your lane means focusing on your assigned tasks and responsibilities without micromanaging or even encroaching on others' domains. By doing so, you create a more efficient and harmonious working environment where each of you can thrive in your respective roles. But staying in your lane, in your personal life, extends beyond the professional realm. In personal relationships, it means respecting others' choices, decisions, and boundaries without judgment or without interference. It allows us to support and celebrate the uniqueness of each of us, fostering healthier connections. There are some strategies we must observe and practice for staying in our lane. First of all, we should clarify responsibilities. Understanding and clearly defining your own responsibilities is the first step towards staying in your lane. Clearly communicate with colleagues, superiors, or even family members to ensure everyone is aware of their roles and expectations. Practice self-awareness now. To stay in your lane, it is essential to understand your own strengths, your own weaknesses, and your own limitations. Embrace reflection and focus on personal growth without comparing yourself to others. Cultivate open communication. Encourage open and honest communication within your team or your personal relationships. Discuss boundaries, goals, and expectations to avoid conflicts or even misunderstandings. You see, staying in your lane is a powerful mindset that drives personal and professional success. By focusing on your own responsibilities and goals, respecting others' expertise, and embracing our uniqueness, we can achieve personal growth, increased productivity, and harmonious relationships. So let us stay in our lane, celebrate our individuality, and pave the way for a fulfilling and successful journey ahead by minding our own business. Some of us too fast. That is why we can't stop living outside of our lane. I have found that the traffic in my lane is easier to handle. If you stay in your lane, I'm sure you'll find that too. Let's take a break. We'll come right back with some more.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
This is Edification, made possible by the efforts of the Center for Democracy and Good Governance, CDGG. The strength of views and opinions expressed during edification are not necessarily a reflection or representation of the sponsors and or affiliates of this program.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safely and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. I'm going higher. 50 years blessed with motion fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, up, and more. Going up, up, higher. As we aspire, build up ourselves, put people together.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
Oh, yes, folks. So welcome back. And for those of you just joining, I'd like to welcome you. Remind you also to hit the share button. And of course, like, love, just do what you have to do to interact with this program so that it can be as interactive as possible. Staying in your lane is a concept that emphasizes the importance of focusing on your own path and not getting distracted by the actions or opinions of others. You see, it encourages us to stay true to ourselves, to our goals, and of course, our values. In this sharing, we will expose the significance of staying in your lane and how it can lead to personal growth and success. Folks, I know what I'm telling you, because, hey, I am experiencing those in my life because I am staying in my lane. You see, one of the primary reasons for staying in your lane is to maintain a sense of focus and clarity. When you are constantly comparing yourself to others and trying to do what everyone else is doing, it can be easy to lose sight of your own goals and aspirations. See, by staying in your lane, You can concentrate on your own journey and make decisions that align with your values and objectives. Staying in your lane also allows you to develop a deep sense of self-awareness. When you're not influenced by external factors, you have the opportunity to understand yourself better and to discover your strengths, weaknesses, and passions. This self-awareness is critical for personal growth, and it can help you make informed decisions about your career, about your relationships, and about your overall life direction. You see, another benefit of staying in your lane is the opportunity for continuous learning and continuous improvement. When you focus on your own path, you can dedicate time and energy to doing what? Honing your skills, acquiring new knowledge, and becoming the best version of yourself. You see, too few in our society can be seen to do this, while the majority who don't want to sit and, do what they need to do, they instead, they sit, throw words, and cast all sorts of aspersions at the decent ones who are focused. This commitment to personal growth can lead to increased confidence and competence in your chosen field, which can ultimately contribute to your success. All because you're staying in your lane and minding your business. You see, you do not crave an area of expertise that you were never trained for, but just to gain relevance. Take it up hot and sweaty, and over social media throwing words at people that you envy bad, just because the ship sailed without you. Additionally, staying in your lane promotes authenticity and originality. When you're not constantly comparing yourself to others, you are free to express your unique ideas, perspectives, and creativity. This authenticity can set you apart from the crowd and make you stand out in your chosen field. Embracing your individuality can lead to innovation, new opportunities, and a sense of fulfillment. Moreover, staying in your lane allows you to build meaningful and genuine relationships. When you are focused on your own journey, you're more likely to attract like-minded individuals who share your values and aspirations. You see, these connections can provide support, inspiration, and collaboration that can further enhance your personal and professional growth. Staying in your lane is a powerful concept that encourages each of us to focus on our own path, goals, and values. It allows for self-awareness, personal growth, authenticity, and building meaningful relationships. By staying true to yourself, and of course embracing your unique journey, you can pave the way for personal success and fulfillment. So stay in your lane now and let your individuality shine. We showed up in this life to show out and stand out, not to fit in. You can only achieve this by staying in your goddamn lane. You see, when someone is poorly educated, it can be challenging for them to navigate the political landscape and make informed decisions. However, there are several steps that individuals in this situation can take to operate at their level politically, participate meaningfully in the democratic process. In my sharing today, we will explore some strategies for anyone with limited education to engage politically and have their voices heard. The first for someone who is poorly educated to operate at their level politically is to seek information which they ought to corroborate into their own knowledge. You see, while formal education may be lacking, there are still various avenues to acquire knowledge about political issues and processes. They can start by reading books, articles, and reliable news sources that provide a basic understanding of political systems, ideologies, and current events. That is, if we presume they can read. For reading is not only the ability to identify words and string them together, but there are, the ability to coordinate between the eyes and the brain so that understanding takes place. And then and only then, reading has been accomplished. Being able to pronounce words is not reading. You have to understand the word, understand the context in which the word has been used. Additionally, you can explore online resources, attend community events, and engage in discussions with others to gain different perspectives and insights. Furthermore, it is crucial for individuals with limited education to develop critical thinking skills. You see, critical thinking enables individuals to analyze information, evaluate arguments, and make informed judgments. They should question the information they come across, fact check, and consider multiple viewpoints before forming their own opinion. By honing their critical thinking skills, they can overcome the limitations of their education and make reasoned political decisions. Building relationships and engaging with their community is another important aspect for individuals with limited education to operate politically. You see, by connecting with others who are educated, mature, objective, and politically engaged, they can learn from their experiences and gain valuable insights. Attending community meetings, joining local organizations, and participating in grassroots movements can provide opportunities to interact with others who share similar concerns and interests. Through these interactions, individuals can contribute their own perspectives and concerns, regardless of their educational background. Additionally, individuals with limited education can become politically active by focusing on issues that directly affect them and their communities. By identifying the issues that matter most to them, they can concentrate their efforts on advocating for change in those areas. Folks, this could involve attending town hall meetings, participating in community-led initiatives, or even running for local office themselves. By focusing on issues that they have personal experiences with, individuals can bring unique insights and perspectives to the political discourse. Lastly, it is essential for individuals with limited education to continuously seek opportunities for personal growth and development. We have to remember that education in the classroom and education outside the classroom totally different. We must never stop learning, and if we do, we must appreciate that we will be relegated to our own lane. You must take advantage of adult education programs, vocational training, and other skill-building initiatives to enhance your knowledge and abilities. By investing in your own education, individuals can expand their understanding of political issues and become more confident in participating in political discussion and activities. If you have not done this, you have no goddamn right to assault people with your goddamn dunceness on radio, television, or social media with foolishness and empty, jealous, envious, and malicious rants. Dunce people who refuse to develop themselves need to stay in their lane. And when they don't, we must section them by making sure they are constantly put in their goddamn lane. You see, while being poorly educated may present challenges in operating at a political level, there are several strategies that individuals can employ to engage politically and have their voices heard. Seeking knowledge, developing critical thinking skills, building relationships, focusing on relevant issues, and investing in personal growth are key steps to navigate the political landscape. By taking these steps, individuals can actively participate in the democratic process and contribute meaningfully to shaping their communities and societies at large, regardless of their educational background. But you have to do some preparation work first. This is a call, or better put, a reminder for all our youth to remain awake and vigilant, to show all these dunce sycophants of the kleptocrat and the kakistocrat, that old nastiness, in other words, who can only appeal to the baser instincts of a certain segment of the Grenadian people, that their time is totally over. They now need to take a number and stand in line if they want to participate in the new transformed society we are preparing for the next 50 years without the old nastiness anywhere around the precincts of power. Stop living outside of your lane. The traffic in yours, I am sure, is easier to handle. Let's take a little break and we come back for the third segment of this wonderful program today.
EDDIE Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only EDDIE Frederick can deliver. EDDIE Frederick has got it all.
This is Edification, made possible by the efforts of the Center for Democracy and Good Governance, CDGG. The strength of views and opinions expressed during edification are not necessarily a reflection or representation of the sponsors and or affiliates of this program.
Hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we grow, how far we run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. Going higher. 50 years we're blessed with fortune fire. Still reaching more. Going up, up and more. Going up, 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 up. Higher. Going higher. As we aspire, build up a time for people together. Bang, slowly up.
EDDIE Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only EDDIE Frederick can deliver. EDDIE Frederick has got it all.
Wunderbar, as the Germans would say, wonderful, wonderful. And for those of you just joining, I'd like to thank you for taking time to be with me on this live today. Of course, CARICOM Summit is just about to be launched. So, you know, we have some competition because some people, a matter of fact, I got a lot of private inbox messages this morning advising me that they'll have to check me out later because they're going to the official opening of the CARICOM Summit. So, welcome. So as you come in the room, folks, you share. Just hit that share button and continue to interact because we need you, you need us. Not so? Blessings. Folks, your diet is not only what you eat. It is what you watch. It is what you listen to, what you read, the people you hang around. Folks, the things you internalize. Be mindful of the things you put into your body, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Leo Tolstoy tells us, nothing is so necessary for a youth as the company of intelligent friends. If as a person, your mate is unintelligent, remember, Such people are strong and are likely to contaminate you. This is what is meant by, if you are a C student and you hang out with only C students, you are likely to remain at C. And the likelihood of dropping to a DE or fail is real. You must recall me telling you that if you hang out with 4 idiots, you are the 5th. In the same way, if you hang out with 4 progressive associates, you are the 5th. Stay in your lane and carve out a proper future for yourself. Developing critical thinking skills is crucial, folks, for individuals with limited education to make informed decisions, period. If you intend to be in politics, this is most critical. Very, very critical, folks. While formal education may be lacking, there are various strategies that can be employed to enhance critical thinking abilities. Here are some ways individuals with limited education can develop their critical thinking skills. Stop putting yourself in the way of distractions. Choose your home mate well, for fear that the noises of your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend do not drown you out and drown you out of your own head. Folks, seek diverse perspectives. Engaging with a wide range of viewpoints and perspectives is essential for developing critical thinking skills. Individuals can read books, articles, and reliable news sources that present different opinions on political issues. They can also participate in online fora or join community organizations where discussions on political topics take place. You see, exposure to diverse perspectives helps individuals challenge their own biases and take notes about various viewpoints. It is important for you to keep an open mind, for fear that you get swallowed up by the noises around you. And we know the most negative with nothing to offer would make the most noise. You don't have to go too far to find them. They're all over Facebook. Individuals should develop a habit of questioning information and analyzing its reliability and credibility. I do this all the time, so much so I believe at times my few friends think I'm anal. But if I am to repeat anything that I find important in the public's interest, whether in conversation or via my podcasts, I have to be dead sure that it is solid. They can fact-check claims, verify sources, and evaluate the evidence provided to support arguments. Critically examining information, individuals can distinguish between reliable sources and misinformation, enabling them to make informed political decisions. Logical reasoning is an essential component to critical thinking. Individuals can practice identifying logical fallacies, falsehoods, in other words, several types of arguments that are fallacious. You see, often nowadays, this term refers to a rhetorical strategy where the speaker attacks his opponents on the basis of lies. We have that here. The old nastiness makes up lies and then attacks whoever he made up the lies on those lies. Oh, Gid, think people stupid. They can also learn to construct well-reasoned arguments based on the evidence and logic, engaging in activities that promote logical thinking, such as puzzles or debates. Those things can help enhance their logical reasoning skills. You see, critical thinking involves considering multiple perspectives and evaluating their strengths and weaknesses. Individuals can practice stepping into the shoes of others and trying to understand their viewpoints, even if they disagree with them. This helps in developing empathy, broadening one's individual level of understanding of complex political issues. Folks, it is important for individuals to be aware of their own biases and assumptions when making political decisions. They should critically reflect on their own beliefs and consider how their biases may influence their judgment. By recognizing and challenging their own biases, individuals can strive for more objective and rational decision-making. You see, participating in respectful debates and discussions can hold, what should I say, the opportunity for people with different political views to be able to sharpen your critical thinking skills. By engaging in civil discourse, individuals can learn to construct arguments, defend their positions, and consider counter-arguments. Respectful debates foster critical thinking by challenging individuals to support their views with evidence and reasoning. Instead of relying solely on secondary sources or interpretations, individuals can seek out primary sources such as official documents or speeches to gain a deeper understanding of political issues. But better yet, if at all possible, speak with the person in question. Analyzing primary sources helps individuals develop the ability to interpret information firsthand and to form their own opinions based on direct evidence. You see, folks, when you follow that kind of route, what do you expect? Growth. Individuals with limited education can develop their critical thinking skills by seeking diverse perspectives, questioning information, developing logical reasoning skills, considering multiple perspectives, evaluating biases, engaging in respectful debates, and analyzing primary sources. You see, by actively practicing these strategies, individuals can enhance their ability to think critically and make informed political decisions, irrespective of their educational background. Once you are on the path, trust me, the old nastiness and his cult will become unattractive to you. You would see that there is no philosophy that can help you attain your true north through genuine personal development and growth if you continue to associate yourself with the old nastiness. You see, Paulo Coelho, a Brazilian lyricist and novelist and member of the Brazilian Academy of Letters, he reminds us that the world is changed by our example, not by our opinion. Grenada is full of people running around with empty opinions based on lack or a desire for more, regardless of how they are able to acquire this more. I love exposing them, and they can't do anything about it. When they finally see me, all they can do is suck it up and exclaim with their fake selves in surprise that I'm still alive and looking well, I dare say, doing well. Why? I am staying in my lane. You are only rebellious in the eyes of those who cannot control or manipulate you. Stop living outside of your lane. The traffic in yours, I am sure you'll find, is much easier to handle. Folks, let's take a little break here and we come back for our final segment.
EDDIE Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only EDDIE Frederick can deliver. EDDIE Frederick has got it all.
This is Edification, made possible by the efforts of the Center for Democracy and Good Governance, CDGG. The strength of views and opinions expressed during edification are not necessarily a reflection or representation of sponsors and or affiliates of this program.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to face and can cause great damage.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. As we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. Yeah. 50 years we're blessed with moisture fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, 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 up. I see a smile, build up us for people together.
Wonderful, folks, wonderful. And this being our final segment, of course, a shorter version today, simply because I did indicate to you I hadn't started off feeling well. But of course, I'm feeling a lot better. Still not there yet, but getting there. For those of you just joining for this final segment, welcome, welcome. And of course, hit that share button and let's get things moving. You see, Franz Kafka, a German language novelist and writer from Prague, who was widely regarded as one of the major figures of the 20th century literature, was so direct when he said, "One idiot is one idiot. 2 idiots are 2 idiots. 10,000 idiots are a political party." You be the judge to see if this applies to us here in Grenada. Folks, you cannot just look at one side of the political divide to find idiots, as both sides of them possess their fair share of idiots. We can see many idiots on the yellow side with green mentality. And that is why it becomes easy for them to flip and turn over to their real resting place. All the supporters of the current administration who voted for exchange instead of change fall into that category. They did nothing to prepare themselves for the future in terms of the change that came on the 23rd of June, 2022. Wanted to replace all the eat food green juice drinkers instead of coming to the table with the goods to offer to stoutly and meaningfully replace them to champion the transformation agenda. Oh no, many of them just wanted to be the new crooks and the new thieves on the blocks, and vex like hell that the new leader of the NDC that successfully offered himself to office as the leader of that party, that successfully took the party to government, is not replacing the NNP surrogates in the government service with them. I say no more. If that is not to convince you that the NDC has loads of green mentality in its fold, you tell me what else will it take to convince you? One met me recently, could you imagine that? And would tell me that he is disappointed that I was not included in the government as a senator or included as an advisor. A man fresher, could you imagine that? And he is disappointed. Totally out of order. Of course, you know how to put him in his place. I am in my lane. That is his way to use me as a means of adding another one to his list of disappointments over the current administration. If that is not green mentality, again, you tell me what is. I'm a human resource development trainer, properly certified. I am not a politician. I just happen to be aware and alert of things around me. I love this public role of provocateur. In fact, I have equal love for it as I do my profession. I want you to listen to me carefully, as I am a certified trainer by the UK's best. My entire life from primary school through to IFE turn TAMCC showed a pattern that should not be surprising to anyone who knew me, that I would be doing what I'm doing today. I always stuck to my lane. You see, even though I followed my mother's instructions to align my friendships and associations with people who were in a better off position than I have been, I always knew my place because I stayed in my lane. Here are some examples of staying in your lane that I trust you find instructive to help you maintain your course in life. You see, Jimmy is a software engineer who focuses on developing web applications. He stays in his lane by not getting involved in designing user interfaces or manage databases, as those tasks are outside of his area of expertise. You see, Suzanne is a nurse who specializes in pediatric care. She stays in her lane by not attempting to diagnose or treat adult patients, as that is beyond her scope of practice. David is a professional basketball player who excels at shooting three-pointers. He stays in his lane by not attempting to play as a center or guard, as those positions require different skills and physical attributes. Joyce is a teacher who specializes in teaching mathematics and reading. She stays in her lane by not attempting to teach subjects outside her area of expertise, such as science or history. Emily is a graphic designer who specializes in creating logos. She stays in her lane by not attempting to design websites or create illustrations, as those tasks are better suited for other designers. Samuel is a photographer who specializes in portrait photography. He stays in his lane by not attempting to shoot landscape or wildlife photography, as those genres require different techniques and equipment. So when you don't stay in your lane, you pretend until you can no longer pretend anymore. Because you purport yourself to be, and you are not. You see, this nonsense of fake it till you make it is not for dunce people who lack strategic thinking. You will be found out in short order. We only have one life to live, and we need to understand that it is ours to do what we want with it. Just make sure you can live with the consequences of whatever you do. You do good, good will come back to you. You do bad, oh Lord, expect it in equal measure. You see, it is because we do not expect bad to come back to us that it usually appears to be worse than that which we dished out to others. Prepare yourself well when you dig a pit for others. And that is precisely why you are advised to dig an extra one for yourself. Don't you ever forget that. You see, when you stay in your lane, you live without fear of midnight knocking. You live understanding what life is, and you appreciate those three places. Listen to the three places you appreciate. The hospital. You see, there you will understand that nothing is more beautiful than health. The prison. There you will see that freedom is the most precious thing on earth. The cemetery. There you will realize that life is worth nothing. The ground we walk on today and the land we fight for today will be our roof tomorrow, 3 by 7 by 6 only. You see, when we stay in our lane, we are programmed to live our life to the fullest because we do not know what tomorrow may bring. Since I decided to become a virtual recluse, I have been able to live my best life. Oh God, I never expected it to be so good. The total reduction in the number of people I remain in regular contact with was the best decision I made to support staying in my lane. Just give me a minute. My tribe has been supportive in like manner to the support they receive from me. I thank God for that. Folks, the boundaries are checked regularly to make sure there are no cracks, and my fence inspected so regularly that there is never enough time for any part of it to be compromised without being able to repair and strengthen it immediately. Folks, I live a vigilant life. There's no need for me to seek the validation of others, as I am my own validator. You see, folks, I'm sharing these things with the hope that you will take pattern off of them. Because, folks, they are working for me. And I'm not selfish. That's why I'm sharing them with you. Folks, I can only use me and my experience as an example to share with you, to let you know how you should proceed in your journey of life in this kind of society that we live in today, because it works. The day-cray-crayness of the society will never impact you because you're staying in your lane. Folks, you cannot live successfully if you do not have a sense of your calling and your destiny. You just can't. Otherwise, you'll be dysfunctional. You will use people to make yourself feel valuable. So, ironically, owning your calling, owning your sense of destiny, owning the power and gifting that is inside of you, make you a healthier person, because you simply do not need applause and affirmation and attention and validation of anyone outside of you. The most dangerous person around us is the person that is totally dependent on external validation. And that is precisely why, when such people are out of power, they appear to behave status-starved, just like the old nastiness. There is always something powerful about someone who knows they can make a difference and that they do not need someone else's approval. That is why you should stay in your lane. When you are out of your lane, you end up like the old nastiness and his brigands, who just don't know their place. And since the people of Grenada have awakened, they all gone, never to return. It's not difficult to identify the smart people around us, as they show you who they are. They learn from everything around them. You see, average people among us learn from their experience. But many stupid people who like to speak up and remove all doubt that they are just plain stupid, they already have all the answers. And they feel that that qualifies them to be outside of their lane. We see them constantly like clowns, cannot read, and just talking nonsense, which are always proved to be a bundle of lies and nonsense, real stupidness, done stock, totally above their pay grade. We see them in the rural areas uttering words similar in the sound, a wet bomb, you ever hear a wet bomb explode? So they sound rubbish, total rubbish. John Maxwell tells us, folks, that there is a difference between a problem and a fact of life. A problem you can fix, but a fact of life you cannot fix. If you do what you can do, it's only a matter of time till some of the things you can't do, you'll be able to do. You see, whatever you are in control of right now, do. But you can only realize your true potential and capacity when you stay in your lane. Look at the number of things I'm involved in, to the point where I'm always occupied. Could I have done that many things if I were all over diluting myself here and there? Hell no. I surely would not be able to enjoy the standard of living and quality of life that I have actually grown accustomed to. Focus is important and it pays high dividends. It feels so good to see the number of people who mention my name in a positive way when they go out and get terrorized by workers in several businesses and workplaces in Grenada through poor, abysmally poor customer service. What does that say? My focus on what I can do, remaining in my lane, creates that for me because I'm staying in my lane. Goodly folks, discipline is important. It is the epitome of self-love. Never forget that. It is the ability to ignore something you want right now for something you deem to be better later on. Discipline reveals the commitment you have to your dreams, especially on days when you don't want to. The future you is depending on the current you to keep the promises you made to yourself yesterday. Discipline, when practiced consistently, becomes ingrained in your character, shaping not only your actions, but your mindset. It fosters habits of excellence, integrity, and perseverance that ripples through every aspect of your life. Furthermore, discipline breeds confidence. Knowing that you have the ability to overcome temptation and distractions reinforces your belief in your life capabilities. Folks, it builds a sense of self-trust and resilience that allows you to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and determination. In essence, discipline is the cornerstone of self-mastery. It enables you to harness your inner potential and where you channel, of course, everything else that is meaningful to your life into meaningful pursuits. You see, it's a bridge between where you are now and where you aspire to be, guiding you through the journey of personal growth and fulfillment. We should always remember the journey of personal growth and fulfillment may not be easy. But I'll tell you something. In the same way the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the second best time, believe it or not, is now. So once you employ discipline in your life, you will be programmed to stay in your goddamn lane. The greatest tragedy in life is not death itself, folks. It is life without purpose. God knows, Lord of mercy. We have so many people that we live among who live without purpose. Folks, it is more tragic to be alive and not know why. We live among many people like this. Sad. To associate with them could only be draining. Those are the people who make the most noise about everything in our society. They have an opinion on everything. They are political analysts, when in truth and in fact they are analysts. And yet for all, they get gobbled up by inferior politicians who relegate them to their vote farm. If these many people would have put some purpose to their lives, their lot would have been a lot much, much, much better. As I close today, I warn you to never apologize for having standards. Just let me take a little wet throat here. The beauty of standards is that it always exposes those who come to you with an agenda. Your emotional standards and spiritual awareness will always frustrate those who can't run game on you. It will always frustrate manipulators. When you compromise your standards, you end up being easily deceived. To have standards is to be aware of your value. To have standards is to be aware that the universe has set your value priceless. The danger of allowing people to give you value or significance is to give them the power to set your price. Don't settle for being on the clearance rack of any department store just to get the approval of others. No, you were born to be the whole goddamn department store. If you are not willing to lose something because of your standard, it is not a standard. Many times we have mislabeled victories because if you lost anyone in the process of protecting your standards, you have actually found yourself. And you are really the winner in the end. So stop living out of your lane. I am in, I am out, and I'm gone. I want to thank you for joining. Continue to share. See you next week at the same time, same place for more extraordinary programming. Until then, stay safe, stay well, remain vigilant and lifted. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. Just type in my name, Edward or Eddie Frederick. Subscribe, like, and share. And be prepared to receive your mental multivitamins as straight up as I am known to deliver them. Peace and blessings to all of you folks. Have a wonderful week. And all the very best.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
This has been Edification, made possible by the efforts of the Center for Democracy and Good Governance, CDGG. The Center for Democracy and Good Governance is a sound organization established to promote and strengthen democracy. For too long now, our generally perceived poorly educated electorate have fallen victim to the cheap and inferior propaganda of those seeking to hold others captive under the guise of democracy. Gladly, the CDGG uses edification to help to actively pursue a sustainable approach to reorient our people towards the importance of electing and selecting people of good character to public life. Through edification, we will highlight the importance of education appropriate to our development, proper healthcare and facilities as our right, respect for law and order, not to mention upgrading our people's thinking so they could become qualified participants in the democratic process to their advantage. After all, Grenada's national constitution makes allowances for the ideal of free men to enjoy freedom from fear and want, which can be best achieved if conditions are created whereby everyone may enjoy his economic, social and political, civil and cultural rights.
I want the best for my family, so every meal has to be perfect. Every bite has to say, There's no doubt in my mind that the best in frozen meats and vegetables has to come from the Country Cold Store. Hams, turkeys, sausages, beef, pork, chicken. I just don't know my family is in safe hands. Thank you, Country Cold Store, for being there for us for 40 years.
There are some interesting specials available at Country Cold Store's Mini Mart while stocks last. Take advantage of these specials as they assist you to stretch your limited funds.
The Country Cold Store, providing the best in frozen meats and vegetables since 1969.
Hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftop and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Attention all forward-thinking companies. Sure, you can do with a continuous positive boost to your image and impact your bottom line. Hiring the right people with the right attitude and mindset is where to start. Even if you did not get it right through your current hiring methods, we can help develop the right mindset for your current employees. If you think training is expensive, try not training and you will experience a perpetual downward spiral in patronage on account of increased dissatisfied customers. Take things into your hands and engage the best motivation and customer care training with a tried and tested track record. Visit www.efrederick.com now. Learn how you can change the atmosphere in your business and improve the customer experience for everyone who does business with you. Rice Island Beach Resort and Belmont Estate are two such local entities of world renown that have benefited tremendously from ongoing customer care, social skills, and motivation training. Training changes everything for the better for any business and every team member. Enhance employee performance through increased awareness and passion for the job at hand. Greater potential in your workforce awaits you through engaged, high-energy training that works. Log on now, www.efrederick.com.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
Take time and I write down all the things that I love on my island. Best believe the list gon' be like 5 miles long. Best believe it's love that makes me sing this song. The cleanest breeze on the waters, friendly beats in every corner. Togetherness and love is what we stand for. We stand for. Stand for.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. Going higher. 50 years we're blessed with fortune fire. Still reaching for more.